Hey, we're upgrading up here.
we're figuring it out slowly but surely.
We'll get it down shortly.
Yeah. All right, going into we just got done with week 1 of football for NFL. Going
Hmm.
into week 3 for college.
Oh yeah,
Football's back, full swing. Um,
finally, finally.
yeah, we can let's go over college first. Anything? Do you want to kind of just roll through it and then talk about each game whenever it pops up, or do you got some games that you want to get off your chest right now?
I mean, let's go over our upsets first and see how we did upset pick wise and other stuff we saw.
All right, let's go over yours first for week 2.
All right. I start off Friday 1 for 1. 1-0 going into the weekend. My Blue Devils beat Northwestern in double overtime, a little closer than I thought it would be. It was apparently one of the best games of the weekend. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm glad my Blue Devils pulled it out.
I watched the tail end of it. It was very exciting, I will say. I
Hmm.
was rooting for him. You did get that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
they and then apparently all over social media, people are loving this renovated stadium vibe, and they want it to keep for Northwestern instead of the new stadium they're building.
on the beach. Oh, I mean, on the lakefront.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's. I thought the only thing that they were worried about was like and not getting enough people there, but didn't look too bad. They had like, from what the angles that I saw, they had like two like jumbotrons that was
Hmm.
playing the game too, so people on the outside could see. It is pretty cool setup.
Pretty dope. But and then Texas handled Michigan pretty well.
Yep.
Uh, expected more out of Michigan. Um, they are having an offensive identity crisis from the snippets I was watching on and off.
Yep.
Um, who was the other? Oh,
Syr-
uh,
Syracuse.
Syracuse. They look good. They're going to be contending for an ACC. Georgia Tech. They play Georgia Tech, right? Or
Yeah.
not? Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. Georgia Tech's for real too. That was a good game all around. Um, but yeah, Syracuse barely they were winning by a decent amount, and Georgia Tech kind of came back. Syracuse was able to hold on. I thought Syracuse was going to choke it for a brief second. I was like, oh, they better not. Um, so 2-1 right now, and I picked NC State to beat Tennessee, didn't I?
No, you have Boise State and you have Colorado. Those were your
Oh
last
yes,
two.
yes. Good thing I did not pick NC State. Tennessee spanked them. Tennessee is for real. Um, but Boise State, they almost did it.
Almost.
They almost did it. I told you, Aiden. I told you. Boise State was nice. Um, I think their quarterback late on the last couple drives, kind of really second half. We looked up his stats. Not very good. That running back though kept them in the game. He's
That running
nice.
back is nice.
He should be a first round draft pick.
He
We,
might be top of the Heisman list.
they're you know what they're not going to do is give a non quarterback the Heisman. You know
Hey,
they,
if he puts up a case, they can't not.
all the years we've been doing what Devontae Smith in the last 10 years won it as a non quarterback. I mean, I think he should, but you know how the Heisman committee likes to do it.
Yeah.
Um, and then Colorado just is not that good of a football team. They can't run, can't pass protect.
That's they can't stop the run.
I mean, Nebraska didn't score that many points, did they?
28. It was
Yeah.
28-10.
Defense played fine enough to help the offense stay in that game. The offense couldn't do nothing.
I
And
agree.
I don't know. I mean, I think Nebraska had a pick six.
Yeah.
So defense held them to 21. So defense played better than they did against North Dakota State. But
Can't get any
And on that pick six, I just want to put it out there. Why are we throwing across the field hitches?
It was a hitch. I thought it was an out. It might
Uh,
have been hitch. I don't know.
Either way, it's short game. You throwing across
Yeah,
the field.
yeah. You're throwing on the field side. That
Okay, well, let's just keep doing that. But
So
yeah,
you finished 2-3.
2-3 should have been 3-2. Boise State choked at the end of that thing, but I don't think Oregon's as good. I don't think teams should be worried about Oregon if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't think they're as good as what everybody was
Mhm.
thinking they were.
I think they had a they got a Notre Dame problem. Only thing is they're winning, but their players believe in the hype too much, just like Notre Dame did. That was disappointing. Notre Dame always seems to do that. Have a big win, next week just lose to a team they should never lose to. It
Have a
makes
big
no sense.
lose.
Big lose to match a big win, they cancel out.
All
Um,
right, it's my turn yet.
yeah. Well, what's up?
Arkansas, they lost, but
They
I
look
just
good.
want to say they showed up like I thought they would. So didn't get that one, but I did pick Iowa State, won on the last second field goal.
Which was surprising. I wasn't Iowa beating them by a good decent bit, and Iowa
I
State came back.
think so. I think so, yeah, because I like checked the game and I was a little worried, and then they ended up coming back.
Oh no, I mean they were up 13-0, and then Iowa State scored two touchdowns. They kicked two field goals. Yeah. Okay.
At halftime, it wasn't looking great.
Yeah.
Then the next pick you thought I was crazy for.
Well,
Give me
well,
that BYU, boy.
I forgot that you picked that.
Yeah. I remember I picked it and you said you're crazy. Yep. BYU came out with the dub.
I don't know how
South
you.
Carolina came out with the dub.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little nervous about South Carolina coming up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We'll get to that. And then Texas Tech. I didn't
Got
look at that
spanked.
game at all. They did.
It was 37-16. Washington State.
Yep. So
What was?
I finished 3-2.
Uh, that's an H.
So your overall record through 2 weeks is 3-7 and mine is 6-4.
Honestly, not in a bad spot. Not in a bad spot.
I mean, you improved from last week. Last week you were 0-5.
Hey, it's not about where you start. It's about where you finish.
I'm
Okay.
just saying. You're
And
improving.
yeah, hey, you can't get much worse than 05. If anything, you're decreasing, disproving. What word should I be using?
I got the same record that I had last time. I'm staying consistent.
But if you don't improve, you're just gonna stay that. When I start getting 4-1s and 5-0s, it's not these 3-2s, 4-1s aren't gonna keep it up.
I'll start getting worried whenever that starts happening.
All right, this next weekend is about to happen. I got some
It is.
crazy picks for you.
So I'll have to save those.
Really, I think we could talk about this, but we should make these weighted. So like some of these picks that are like outlandish, but we get right, they should be double points.
So
We could
my
talk about
BYU pick.
that's outlandish, but if it and or like my Boise State pick, outlandish. But if those end up being right, they should be double points. I don't know.
We'll have to look into that
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
rest of the season.
we'll have to get these analytics weighted DVOAs, whatever they be doing. We got to start doing that. Really get into this. Well, yeah, we want to talk about our teams.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, do you want to start? Or you want me to start?
We'll go ahead and let you go. You had a pretty good weekend with Nichols.
No, we didn't. I
No,
don't want to hear this. Nope.
I I thought you guys smacked them.
We ended up winning by a lot, but we didn't start that well. Um, like the numbers make it seem like we handled them pretty well, but I feel like if you watch that game, there were some glaring holes in our game. Our offense is we can't run the ball, but we're supposed to have one of the best O lines in the country. I think we can pass protect pretty well, but we can't displace other people's lines and get them moving and make these holes. Um, I think it could be a scheme issue because just relating it to my Saints, last year we couldn't run the ball. We changed up the run scheme. We ran for 180. So I think it could be a scheme issue instead of a talent issue. But yeah, we got to figure that out because we can throw the ball really well, but if we're one dimensional, teams will be able to game plan for us. And that's not going to be good. Uh, Defensively, overall, played a solid game. I don't know what we thought it was a good idea to let. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, like Guggenheim. He ran for 145. Most of that was on a 67-yard touchdown run. But so if you took that out, well, that's 78 on 24 carries. Like overall, we held him, but then he broke one. Um, so defensively, like we're not as bad as last year. We're better, but also some glaring holes. So we got some things to correct. I think in the long run we'll be fine, but we're gonna figure out quick because South Carolina, we could be on upset watch against South Carolina. Um, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. Anything you gotta say? Did you watch any, or what's your takes on it?
I did not. As I thought you guys handled them, but I was unaware that you guys were struggling at the beginning. Um, there was another game that I thought it was the Bama game. I did not know that Bama and USF were close until the fourth.
Yeah,
Um,
USF
but
ran out of steam. I think
yeah,
they were playing good.
but yeah, no, I didn't get to watch much of your game. I knew you guys could pass the ball. I didn't really. Again, I don't have much to say about it. I just wasn't able to watch your game.
Mm-hmm.
But let me switch over to my game, which is a Florida game, Florida versus Samford. Um, I had some questions in the very beginning of the game. I think there was, I think it was maybe the first drive or first quarter. We were like third and short, fourth and short, and we went into Wildcat, and the first Wildcat was with our backup running back. I was like, this is going to be awful. But DJ Lagway, true freshman, came in, walked in there like he's been there a couple years, and threw for 400 and some odd yards. Or maybe not through, but he had total yards was like 400 and something. I want to say 465, but I might have gotten
456.
456. But it was much needed after week one. This is definitely what I think should be an open conversation about who starts for us this upcoming week. I like both of them. I really do. I think Graham is a good quarterback, but looking at how DJ came out and was calm and went through what he needed to go through, picking the right options, and even with the deep ball and how accurate he was with that, I was very pleased. Napier said that they're going to start playing both of them. So we'll just see who comes out. I have a feeling that Napier is going to start Graham first. and then DJ is going to come in after. But Graham still has to pass all of the concussion protocol stuff. I believe yesterday was his non-contact day, so today is his full contact. But I'm sure they probably went light with him. So tomorrow, if they have any updates, we'll see. Defense played okay. I would have liked to see them be a little more aggressive, especially against Samford, and nothing to Stanford, but I mean they're not going to be the teams that we're going to be playing here in the next following weeks. I would have definitely liked to see a couple more third down stops to make them get off the field, but I think there was still a lot of lack of communication and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we have a good test coming up this week with A&M. I know I've talked to a couple people, and they're saying, "Oh, you guys should be fine with A&M because of Notre Dame and blah blah blah." Which I'll get to the Notre Dame game later, but I do think that A&M is still a decent team. I don't think that they're just garbage. I do think that they're going to be a handful, and even though it's in the swamp, I mean, we saw Miami walk in and do what they did. I don't think that A&M is just going to lay down. I think it's going to be a game for sure. Well, did you watch any of the Florida game?
No, but just looking at the numbers, I think Billy Napier's making a big mistake playing both quarterbacks if both are healthy.
See, but that's where I'm like iffy too, because like Samford is Samford, and it's not like an SEC caliber team, and like
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Graham come out first just to see, kind of get a feel for it, and then throw DJ in and kind of tell him what he's seeing. You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't like that. I don't like it. I think you give DJ the reins for this week. Yeah, you can go week to week. That's fine. This week, you give them the reins. It'll be a good test. A&M has a good defense.
Yeah.
Their offense, a lot to be desired. This is going to be a close game either way.
Because we don't have a great defense right now.
Exactly. So it's going to be a tight game, whoever plays. But I think just based off offensive production late in Miami, and sure, Miami's blowing you out. They're going to give up a lot of stuff. Still got to be able to move the ball. You still got to make plays, right? And with how you handled Samford, how the offense looked, I think you start him against A&M is going to be a good test. If he plays well, you just have to keep riding him. If Billy wants to keep his job, you're going to have to if he plays well against a good A&M defense. And then it's going to be a real test when you go to Mississippi State, Cowbells. You can see how he handles a road game, true road game, right? And if he struggles, then you put Graham back in and see how, whatever. But I think you have to go DJ. But if he struggles against A&M, go back to Mertz. And you let the senior ride out. And then if he gets hurt again, at least you know DJ's capable of playing quarterback at this level.
Yeah.
Even though you might struggle. But I think just based off how what the numbers are telling me how the offense looked. Because then you start Mertz again, right? After he hasn't really been practicing because of concussion protocol. Now he practiced for a week against a good A&M team. We already know how concussions go. If he plays similar to how he did against Miami, he's more likely to get concussion again.
Yeah.
So I think it doesn't hurt to just start DJ to see how it goes. And then if Mertz is healthy and DJ's super struggling, then yeah, you can put Mertz in and see how that goes. But we talked about this last week. If DJ plays well, you got to ride the hot hand. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I feel like y'all are in a tough situation. It's real tough.
Sure. It's not just like roster wise either. I mean, like these are supposed to be like the gimme games before we really get into the heat of our schedule.
Miami's not a gimme game, but okay.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. like
these next couple weeks.
Samford, A&M, Ole Miss, or not Ole Miss,
Mississippi
Mississippi
State,
State,
UCF,
UCF, and then that's whenever then we go into Tennessee, and then we have Kentucky, and then we roll right into
just
the heart of it.
some tough teams.
Yeah, I know,
But
but I don't know. It's hard because like I didn't think Graham did terrible against Miami. I mean, we talked about it. I just think that the play calling was off. I don't think that it was the right play calls at the beginning. Because then, as soon as DJ came in, it was like quick slants, and they were moving the ball like crazy. And it was like I didn't see any of that whenever Mertz was in.
mhm,
And it's not like you're changing it to where like DJ has to run and Graham doesn't. Like they did both of the same thing. Like it's not like
mhm,
you're utilizing DJ's athleticism over Graham Mertz. Like it's very confusing to me, and I wouldn't mind to see if DJ starts to see how he does. But what I think is going to happen, I think Billy is going to start Graham and then have DJ come in. That's just what my gut is telling me.
yeah,
But hey, we'll see on Thursday. We'll see if I can get any more information. Or not Thursday. We'll see on Saturday. But I'll see if I can get any more information on
yeah.
before Thursday.
Which yeah, I think I do agree with that's probably what's going to happen. But what should happen, I think we both know what should happen. But yeah, okay.
But overall, pretty good week for us. I mean, we both got wins after coming off of week one losses.
Yeah, did
Uh,
did what you
we
had to
got
do.
we got some tests coming this following or this upcoming week, so we'll see. We'll see how we feel on Thursday to see which one we're gonna pick and see how we're how we're gonna rock and roll with them.
We know who we're gonna pick. It's just, are we gonna be right?
Right. All right. Let's get into the top 25 games that we picked yesterday or last week.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, Michigan. You had Michigan, obviously, and then I had Texas.
Embarrassment, straight up embarrassment.
I called it. Texas is just a different team, and Michigan isn't the team that they were last year.
Yeah. See, I need to stop being a nice guy, giving teams benefit of the doubt. Should have trusted my eyes. My eyes told me Texas was gonna spank them. That's what my eyes told me.
That's,
But
that's what my
yeah,
gut was telling me. It's just Texas is right now. Texas is a really good football team. All three phases of the game. They have a really smart quarterback. They have a line up front, and their defense is solid too.
yeah,
So I'm not shocked that they jumped to 2 in the rankings. But
yeah.
Bowling Green, Penn State.
One quick thing about Texas, I'm surprised they let their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
But I think they were so comfortable in their defense and Michigan's inability to move the ball on offense that I think they could have put 50 on Michigan if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But all right, who's next?
We got Penn State and Bowling Green.
You know, I don't get it. I truly don't get it.
What don't you get?
How uh how do we give flowers to teams and they just throw it right in our faces? We don't want your flowers. You know what? We're gonna suck so you can look stupid. I was ready to give Penn State their flowers. I really was. But then Bowling Green was like, haha, you look stupid,
Yeah.
Tavius. So now I'm back thinking of Penn State as who we thought they were. Um,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I was definitely thinking that Penn State was going to handle them, and then checking. I didn't watch the game, but checking the score and seeing that Bowling Green almost snuck it out
They were
was
up at halftime.
I know it was quite shocking. I almost flipped and I almost started rooting for Bowling Green for a little bit. but Penn State pulled it out.
Hmm.
Arkansas, Oklahoma State.
You were right about Arkansas. I'll tell you that. Oklahoma State's a good team.
They are.
Arkansas is better than what people think. Arkansas is going to give some teams a run for their money in the SEC for sure.
Yep, I saw a lot of good things there week one, and I didn't see enough from Oklahoma State. And
Hmm.
that's what kind of made me shift to Arkansas can kind of walk in there and do what they did.
Hmm.
It
Yep.
took, that game went into OT, right? Two OTs.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, so, I mean, they definitely showed up, and Oklahoma
Mhm.
State was just, they were just able to edge them out. I don't know, I didn't watch that game either, but part of me wants to think that that was also coaching on Oklahoma State side, but that might just be me being biased because I like Gundy. But I don't think Arkansas has that many experienced kids there to kind of finish it like that. But
Yeah. I think
I
that's
don't know.
truly what it was. Because watching the game late, you just saw like experience just come out
Yep.
and take over. And then Arkansas was just making mistakes. So,
That's that's what I think Arkansas will learn from this game. And like you said, I do think that they will cause havoc in the SEC. I don't think that they're just an easy win like they used to be. For
hmm,
some teams, I can't say that because they beat us last year. But yeah, I think that they'll make some noise.
hmm.
K State Tulane.
This game should have went to overtime. I don't know if you saw the end of this game. Tulane's quarterback sold pretty hard.
Really?
Threw a pick in the end zone. Just staring down an over route. And the safety, weak side safety, just jumped in front of it, staring it down. Um, but yeah, I think K State with Oklahoma State, um, they're good teams, but I think these teams they played are up there, are up to par.
Mm-hmm.
And like if these teams were in their conference, like they'd be competing for their conference. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
agree.
yeah, it was a good game though.
It's it's funny now too because like now we're starting to see like some of these guys get a little closer and closer with people, and it's like
Mhm.
now that all the NIL stuff is coming around and like Tulane gaining popularity whenever they played USC in like the bowl game and stuff like some of these teams are that used to be like bad are starting to get people that can make them competitive with like the big name teams, you know.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
it's fun. It's good football to watch, but you're sitting here like not knowing who's going to win or who's going to show up, you know.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yep.
Georgia Tech and Syracuse.
Both just good teams battling it out. They should both be ranked. I I,
Syracuse might
I mean,
squeak in there now
well, they should. Um,
if they
I
handle this
think
week.
I just think yeah, both good programs now that weren't when I think transfer portal and recruiting has helped. But I think both of these teams are top 25 teams in the country. And they're going to be competing for the ACC title. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I think I will say McCord has shocked me. I did not think he was as good as what he is showing. He is
mhm.
definitely making me double think that. I thought he was just good at Ohio State because of who he had at Ohio State, but he's proven that he is a good quarterback and deserves to be where he is and might even get a shot at the next level. So,
Yeah. I think his tight end, he's been liking Gadsden, the
mm-hmm.
second. He's probably going to get some NFL looks now, too. He's going to jump in on top 10 tight end boards, probably.
Yeah. Next one we don't have to spend much time on is Georgia and Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, we don't got to spend time on these blowouts.
Yeah. But the next one, Notre Dame and NIU.
I don't want to talk about them.
Why not?
Disappointing.
It is
Right?
very disappointing.
It's their offensive problems are not Riley Leonard's fault, but Riley Leonard's stock is just getting shot.
Yep. I
Like,
guess there came out with something that he has a torn labrum in his non-throwing arm, but like that doesn't matter.
don't care. If you're going to be out there, you got to perform. If you're not performing, you got to not play.
Right.
Um, they looked a lot better with Sam Hartman last year. Their defense is really good.
Yeah.
Really, this is a top 5 defense in the country.
Yep.
But if you can't put up more than 16 points against NIU, it's either scheme or players. And it's a combination of both right now for that team.
A lot of people are talking about the play call at the last, like the field goal with 5 seconds left. And yes, I do think that you could have ran another play and called a timeout. But the play before, I don't know if you saw that play.
Mm-hmm.
The play call there I thought was wrong. So they ran some sort of route to where I think like the tight end, it was like, if I'm going to have to try to pull it up again, but I know that they had 2 wide receivers to the field to the right, and they had a tight end or something. I don't know if it was on the same side or he went across, but ended up being the tight end ran the flat. They had 2 long routes, right? First and 10, second and 10 because they stopped the clock. But you have 9 seconds left. You're looking at, I think it was a 62-yard field goal from where they ended up kicking it. You can get 10 yards maybe, but they had 2 of the field side backers, so their corner and their safety were both. I think the safety was at 10 and the corner was at like 8. And they ran deep routes. Well, I'm sitting here like, you know that safety's going to backpedal if you threaten that you're going to go deep. 5-yard hitch, sell vertical, because he's going to have to back up. By the time you turn around, that's an easy read. You turn and throw. That's 5 yards. He makes that one safety miss, gets another 5 yards. Then it's instead of a 62-yarder, you're kicking a 50-some yarder, right? Because then he ended up throwing it and got deflected, and then they kicked the field goal. So that play call I was very questionable about. I didn't watch the full game, but I did watch some of the highlights because I just wanted to see what was going wrong. And then they also didn't run the ball in like the second half as much as what I thought they would. In the first half, they were moving it. Riley was running it. They ran it with the running back. Like the running back had a huge hurdle in the first half, and it was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice. But then they just kind of like went away from it. And it's just kind of like, why are you going away from something that works? And I was just very shocked. But a lot of people are saying that Notre Dame is out of it. I think they can get back into it if they win out and they win convincingly. There's a huge obstacle in their season, and that is USC. If they can beat USC by more than a touchdown, I think they'll be okay. But they have to win it.
No, I don't think so. Like, if they would have lost to, like, a Louisville, Georgia Tech, even FSU or USC, I I get that. NIU isn't the best football team out there.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. If they went out and they beat all those teams by
Who would you rather?
convincingly,
Who would you rather? I guess put in. Let's say NIU does what you say, or not Notre Dame.
yeah.
They're 11-1. They're not playing a conference championship game. Would you rather take a 2-loss team that played in the conference championship, lost the conference championship, lost in the regular season, but a 2-loss team with a harder schedule, with a better resume, or an 11-1 Notre Dame team who has a really good defense, offense teeters? Who would you rather have?
I can't say that right now because I would have to see kind of how like if their offense grows, and it depends on who the other team is because you could put in another team that plays like harder schedule, but like really like who are they playing? So I don't know. I I'm just saying I can see them getting back into the top 12 if they
No,
win out.
it doesn't even
I
matter
don't
if they.
think they'll get to 5. I don't think they'll get to 5, but I think they can get into the top 12.
Well, I don't know if they can get top 12 because the top 12 technically doesn't make it. It's top 11 plus Power 5 champ.
Okay. Yeah. Top 11 then I can see them doing
But it's like, I don't know if they can. They don't have enough really good teams on their schedule besides like USC that's going to be ranked high, maybe Louisville, but they're going to be ranked high enough to be like, wow, that's a really good win.
that. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of football left.
There is. All right, Baylor and Utah.
Utah has a good defense, but not really an exciting offense. And I think Cam Rising got hurt. He got hurt in the game. I don't know if he came back, but
I didn't watch the game, but I thought quarterback Cam Rising injures throwing hand.
yeah. So it's like Utah season. They're going to be good. They're going to win a lot of games with their defense, but they're not going to be a playoff team if Cam Rising's out.
Rising's out. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if he is in there, it's like, I mean, they were winning 17-0. Now I assume Cam Rising gets hurt, and then it's like your offense stalls. So
Right.
I mean, we'll see. Oh, speed recovery for Cam Rising, but not much to
Seventh
this.
year.
Yeah. Stop it. Either try to go pro or do broadcasting or something. I don't know.
What
I,
about
mean,
the 9 year dude from Miami?
I don't know what he's doing. He's not going to be a pro. I don't know what he's doing.
Uh,
25, 26. What are we doing, man?
Iowa State.
I'm surprised Iowa State won, being honest. Super surprised.
That makes them
I'm
2-0 now.
I'm also surprised Iowa they had a running back ran for 187. I'm surprised. But yeah, interesting game, but I feel like they're both teams that it's like I'm glad it was a rivalry game, exciting game. Two teams are not going to be worried about come playoff time now.
Yep, I agree. Just Louisville won over Jacksonville State. Ole
Louisville's
Miss
going to be a
won.
solid team. Yeah. Clemson spanked App State. I'm surprised they put up as many points they did.
Miami smacked FA&M. And Bama USF.
Game was a lot closer than the scoreboard says. It was
They
6,
scored what,
13.
28 points in the
It was 16-14. Yeah, it was 16-14. And then
just
yeah,
burned it.
I mean, USF just ran. It was 14-13 Bama, and then Bama scored field goal, and then they were just putting on touchdowns. But USF just ran out of steam. That's what it was. But congrats on Bama for finally figuring it out. I think they're going to be a little better than this moving forward. At least they should be.
I
They'll
agree.
be all right.
I think who's their first test? Is it? You know, they got Wisconsin
Georgia.
this week, but then they got Georgia.
They have a bye, then Georgia. They got 2 weeks to plan for Georgia. And then Vandy is going to be a solid team. South Carolina's a solid team. Then you got Tennessee, Missouri, LSU. So like 3 death matches in a row. So
Buffalo, Missouri, 38-0. Kansas, Illinois. We both got that one.
did we?
Yeah, both
I
got
swore
Kansas.
I swore we picked. I Well, we said Illinois would cover.
Yeah.
So betting wise, if you would listen to us, you would have hit a nice parlay. Um, but Illinois, they defended home turf.
They're, they're not looking bad. From being from Illinois and for how bad that they normally do look and how bad they have looked in the past, they are not looking that bad. Now, I
Hmm.
know that they've only played Eastern Illinois and Kansas to this point, but
This was ranked.
Kansas was ranked. Kansas was looking good too.
Hmm.
They have Central Michigan, who I'm expecting them to still be where they are, and then they play Nebraska, which will be their kind of first test. But we'll see.
I don't want to say first test because Kansas is a good football
Right,
team,
right.
but that's like if they also beat Nebraska. All right, now they're for
They,
real. They've arrived at the party.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. Shout out Illinois. Shout out to Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
We know some pretty happy Illini fans now.
Ohio State waxed Western Michigan.
Mm.
Tennessee waxed North Carolina State.
Most impressive win of the week. I think NIU beating Notre Dame is probably most impressive, but this is this probably should be most impressive.
Yeah,
Tennessee's for real. We got to watch
they are.
out.
They are. You said that North Carolina State was going to cover. I said Tennessee was going to cover. Got the
Oh,
dub there.
I mean, they covered. NC State covered. What it was -10 for Tennessee. Hey, they got 10 points. They got 10 points.
I don't think it works that way.
They got 10 points. But yeah, I expected more out of NC State. I think I mentioned that I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee blew them out, but I didn't. This kind of blowout.
Yeah, you did.
Like that's 6 touchdowns blowout. That's pretty bad.
LSU Nichols. LSU got it. Then Nebraska Colorado. You picked Colorado. I picked Nebraska.
Nebraska's a solid football team, but I don't know what's up with Colorado, man.
What are your thoughts on the Nebraska quarterback?
What Patrick Mahomes copycat? You know what they say. Copycat is not bad if you pick the right person to copycat.
That's true.
I mean, would you like to see originality? Yes, but it's like you're gonna copy somebody, you might as well copy Pat.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
think it's interesting and it's kind of weird how not that like his looks or anything or like his hair. I feel like his hair has always been like that or whatever. But like I also don't know the kid from high school, right? So I just saw the pregame video of him like,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like almost like a exact copy of Patrick Mahomes, and I was like, it's a little scary. Not gonna lie. And then I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting because I don't know if it's like him just being him or if he's like actually trying to be like Patrick Mahomes. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
see.
he is a good quarterback though as a freshman. I think
Yeah,
he's
and I think we also got to keep him. He's 19, 18 years old,
right.
highly impressionable at that age. So
Yep.
he'll probably grow into his own. But we all weren't the smartest or brightest at 18. So I wouldn't even say it like that. But like we did some questionable things for sure.
Yep. Houston, Oklahoma. That game was way
I've been
closer than what I thought.
I've been waiting to mention this. I told y'all at the beginning of the year. Now I know Houston's 0-2. They had a really bad loss week 1. But I told y'all to watch out for Houston. And this was why. This was why. I knew they had potential. I knew it. Couldn't pull off the upset.
Then after week 1, you lost all faith. You were like, "Oh, Houston, why'd you have to do me like that, making me look like an idiot?" And then they come back and they bounce back. So
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it. They showed what I thought when I was looking at Oklahoma's schedule. I was like, Houston's going to be a tough game. That's why I was like, don't sleep on Houston. But then they came out crap the bed against UNLV, and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck? But then they were like, they gave Oklahoma the fight I thought they would. So that's why teams are making me look stupid, but smart at the same time. I don't get it. Um, I'm waiting for you to mention this stuff. I think it's the last game. I've been waiting.
I got Clemson and App State, which we already talked about, or you already did. You said that they smoked them, which they did. Let's see, Boise State, Oregon.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
At least I did. I don't know
yeah.
you.
I
If
mean,
you
I think Boise State is they're a good football program. I think their running back is really good, and I think Oregon is kind of fool's gold. I think everybody had a lot of hype in them at the beginning, and now they're not really doing what they were expected to do, which is kind of pick up where they left off last year and kind of just roll over people. Um, Arizona, Northern Arizona.
this is what I want to talk about. How do we go from 300 yards receiving to what 20? How do we do that?
Yeah. So we were really high on T-Mac, right?
Mm-hmm. And the quarterback didn't look that bad either. But now we want to do this against Northern Arizona. Is Northern Arizona just this sleeper team? The Lumberjacks? They must be a sleeper team. They gotta be. I'm looking at their schedule. We'll see if they're a sleeper team when they go play Idaho. Because Idaho gave Oregon a fight, so
They did.
we'll see. But they must be a good team. They gotta be.
Yeah, unless that first game was just kind of a fluke for Arizona.
That receiver's not a fluke. I can recognize
Two
talent.
receptions for 11 yards against Northern Arizona.
But we also got to see how many targets did he have. We got to look at that. We got to let me find that stat.
I didn't know that until I looked it up.
Why don't they show targets on college box scores?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Their most receiving was 38 yards for 5 receptions.
I know it's. He must.
So
There's no way he got more than 4 targets. With
he had 2 receptions for 11 yards, and his longest was 12 yards. So that means the second reception he lost a yard.
it probably was a screen that they did not block.
Probably that's what I was thinking. But you go from a game that he had 4 touchdowns, right? Or was it more than 4?
10 receptions, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Two receptions for 11 yards.
I don't get why college doesn't show targets. There's no way he had no more than 4 targets. There can't be.
Especially after coming off of week 1. Like, no, you can't just.
Unless they just straight up doubled him all game.
But even
But
then, like, it's Northern Arizona, and you're saying that he can't get open.
I mean, I don't
Unless
know.
the quarterback just didn't want to look that way. I don't know.
We both didn't watch the game, so we don't know what really happened. But something's fishy. Something's wrong. They're either not looking his way enough, or he's not as good, or there's something crazy happening. But I think he'll be fine because I think just based off tape I've seen, highlights I've seen, he's going to be a top 3 receiver in this draft. He's got to be. But they got to figure it out in Arizona.
Yeah, if he can get back to what he was doing. And last, Utah State and USC.
Don't care.
That's all of college that we did. I did want to say, look out for them Hoosiers, man. They've smoked some teams now.
Yeah.
I think they got a test this upcoming week against. Trying to think of who they're playing. UCLA. That's who they're playing. At UCLA.
Yeah.
We'll see. NFL.
NFL. I got like 10 to 13 minutes.
Okay.
But NFL, where we at?
NFL, you had Ravens. I had Kansas City.
I mean, yeah, a toe away from going to overtime. Well, I mean, not even overtime. They were going to go for two.
Yeah.
So,
We both had the Eagles.
good game, bad turf. Not even turf,
Yeah.
bad grass.
Yep.
It's unfortunate Jordan Love got hurt. Packers would have been a solid team.
Yeah.
If he's out
Well,
more than 3 games, they're going to lose any game he's not playing. So,
I think the Colts go in there and beat them this week. Well,
yes.
we'll save that for Thursday.
We'll save it for Thursday, but yeah.
Falcons, Steelers. I had Falcons. You had Steelers.
Steelers not scoring a touchdown at all. Just 6 field goals. I told y'all. I told them. These dirty birds aren't as good as you think. I'm trying to tell people.
Cardinals, Bills. Both have Bills.
Cardinals should have won this game. They started tweaking.
Bears, Titans. We both have Bears.
Titans should have won this game. Titans started tweaking.
Caleb Williams did not look that good.
Should have played more in the preseason.
Cincy, Patriots.
Should have played more in the
At
preseason.
Cincy.
They should have played more in the preseason. I don't know what they
Joe
think.
Burrow?
Yes.
Wow.
Last 2-3 years, they get off to slow starts because they play one drive in the whole preseason. You got to play to get some reps. At least one drive a game. Or even 2 drives, first game, 1 drive. You got to get more than 1 to 2 drives in the preseason.
Yeah.
Got to.
Texans, Colts. We both had Texans.
It's a close game. Anthony Richardson, your boy, your former Florida quarterback. He has some really high moments and some really bad
Really
moments.
low.
And that's just because he hasn't played many, he hasn't started many games, for being honest. But
That
he's
one
got some talent.
first touchdown throw.
It was money.
That was crazy.
Yep. I got Alec Pierce on one of my teams. I obviously didn't start him, but I might need to start considering if he got to keep throwing bombs like that.
You killed me in fantasy, by the way.
I know.
Killed me.
I don't know. You did really well last year. I don't know what happened. Maybe my playoff beating of you last year is still affecting you. Or you just can't beat me.
Not everybody showed up on my team.
Hey,
Patrick Mahomes had 15 points, and then Mark Andrews had like 2 or like 1 or something like that.
we're gonna have to pull up our fantasy leagues and show these cats what we're about. But
Saints, Panthers handled business.
our offense is looking nice. I gotta tell you.
Okay, we can wait until week 2. You played the Panthers.
I just want to say something.
Yeah.
The amount of people that picked the Panthers to beat us because we aren't a good football team, and the amount of people just saying well, it's going to be a close game, it's a must-win game, and we come out and do that, we're not getting enough credit. Sure, I get it, it's the Panthers. People were saying Dave Canales is going to help fix Bryce Young. They were saying that.
Are they still?
I think now they're saying Bryce Young's a bust. If we didn't come out and do what we did, they wouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
So I am reserving hype. But you got it. Like, we looked, out of all the teams who looked the best, we looked the best. But
I agree.
hey, we play Dallas this upcoming week. We'll find out if we're for real or not. And I think we're going to show some people we're going to be competing this year, for sure. But continue.
Minnesota, New York Giants. You picked the Giants. I got many.
Yeah, Minnesota, they look better than I thought they would this year, for sure. Sam Darnold, he took some time to develop and learn as a backup for a couple years. It's paying off.
It also doesn't hurt that he has Jay Jets. So.
But, I mean, look at the stats.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That helps.
it doesn't
But
hurt.
the leading receiver of the day for either team was Malik Neighbors. So I think Minnesota's defense is really nice. And the offense, Sam Darnold just has to be a game manager
Yep.
and get Jay Jettas the ball on third down. I think they'll be decent. But also the
Broncos,
Giants are bad.
Seahawks.
So
Sorry, what?
the Giants are also bad. So
Yeah. Broncos, Seahawks. I had Broncos. You had Seahawks.
Bo Nix had some growing pains this game, but Seahawks, they're a solid team. And give some teams some fight.
Cowboys, Browns. I had Cowboys. You had Browns.
I thought the Browns were gonna defensively be better, but they weren't. And their offense, I don't know how they're still struggling with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, these legal cases must have got to his head or something. Because he's not the quarterback that played for the Texans.
Well, the Browns just got another playmaker if he can catch the ball. Kadarius Toney just signed with them, so we'll see if he can bring back his Florida talent.
We ain't worried about him. I mean, also, I just want to put out there, Deshaun Watson might go down if he doesn't play a lot better. He might go down as one of the top 5 fleeces of all time. He's about to get up there with Ben Simmons in terms of fleecing for money. But hey, power to you. But
He's getting paid.
he's getting paid to fight these legal fees. That's what he's doing.
Tampa Bay and Commanders.
Tampa Bay looked good.
I had Tampa. You had Commanders.
And I just want to point out, they're giving Tampa Bay a lot more credit than us for how they looked. Since when was the Commanders a good football team? A lot of teams projected them to go 3-14, 4-13. That ain't a lot better than 1-16, 2-15.
Yeah.
They're just hating on the Saints. I get it. We gonna show teams. For sure. Continue.
Lions and Rams.
I think I picked Rams.
You did pick Rams. I picked the Lions.
Rams should have won. Puka got hurt.
Puka did
Could
get
not stop the run in overtime. They got tired. Maybe they must have.
And then Niners, Jets. Both picked Niners.
Jets looked bad. They did.
I will say that it was nice to see Aaron Rodgers getting back out there, though. Not getting hurt on the first drive. First plays.
I guess. They still look bad, though. We saw, evidently, Aaron Rodgers isn't the savior. They got a lot of work to do.
So I went 13-3. You went 9-7.
Damn.
I didn't tally up the college.
Who'd you pick? Did you pick Chargers or Raiders?
Chargers. You
I picked Raiders. Yeah. I'm looking back at it. I made some questionable ass picks.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
I believe in some of the hype of some of these teams.
Like New York Giants, I was like, are you serious?
I didn't expect the Vikings to be as good as they were, for being honest. But I'm about to tell you, I'm about to go 13-3 next week. I'm calling it. Book it. Did you watch any games Sunday?
13-3.
I'm gonna go 13-3 next week for sure. I'm calling it. And I'm gonna have some upset picks.
13-3 next week. Wrote it down. Booked it.
Yeah, you go ahead. You book yours. What you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do next week.
You need to
Fill
do.
it out.
You gotta watch some highlights. So I know you didn't watch that many games on Sunday.
I watched a little bit of the Bears. I watched a little bit of the 49ers Jets. And I didn't get to watch any of the Cowboys and Browns. I wanted to watch that one.
Mm.
I wanted to see how Tom Brady's debut was on broadcasting.
People was hating.
Yeah, I heard he was stuttering a lot.
It's first time doing it. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. But I think that's it for this week, no?
Yep, I'm going over. So, college-wise, you were 20-4. Yeah. Yeah, you were 20-4. I was 19-5.
What was the one difference? Oh, the Georgia Tech Syracuse.
Georgia
But
Tech, Syracuse, Colorado. Oh no, wait! I switched that. I was not. I was 20-4. You were 19
I
and
was
5.
about to
Because I
say,
had Nebraska.
you know, because then I also picked Boise State over Oregon, so you would have got that too.
Oh, yep. I counted that one wrong. So my bad. You were 18-6.
Okay, see, there's no way I got 19 right. Because I know we picked a lot of teams, but there's a few that we didn't.
Yeah.
And I know there's one team I picked upset a ranked team, but I picked a couple more, and then they
Yeah.
didn't.
Last week you were 13-4.
And what?
In college.
Mm-hmm.
Not last week. The week before.
Yeah.
And I went. I went 15-2.
If you can't tell, I'm a risk taker. Aiden's not.
What are you talking about?
I make bigger risks, higher rewards. That don't usually happen.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Iowa, and then I took Iowa State. I would have taken that Syracuse game, but I wanted to be different.
Go ahead, blame me. That's fine.
I'm not blaming you. I also took Arkansas over OK State. You taking Michigan over Texas is wild.
Risk taker. That's what I am. You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Alright, well, we'll see if I take more risks on Thursday.
Let's see.
But, alright, well, see you on Thursday. We'll be having our college picks, get our underdogs in, then our NFL picks going into the weekend. We'll do that all before Thursday NFL kickoff.
Yep. All right. Well, we will see y'all later. Peace.
See ya.